The Fresno State Bulldogs are in a transition season this year. They're changing head coaches. They do not want another losing season. That's why the head coach was fired. This is a team that is used to having 10-win seasons. This is a team that is used to winning the Mountain West. Hiring Matt Entz could be a good look at that. This is someone that has twice won the Division One championship. This is somebody who's lost it once, made it to the quarterfinal and the semifinal. He's got a 60-11 record on with one of the best teams in the FCS. So you're talking about someone. He was defensive coordinator at Illinois College, Wayne State in Nebraska, assistant head coach, linebacker coach, Winona State, assistant head coach, defensive coordinator, linebacker coach, Northern Illinois, defensive line coach. He was also defensive coordinator there. Western Illinois, he was a assistant head coach, defensive coach or defensive coordinator, defensive line. North Dakota State, defensive coordinator, linebackers. Then he was head coach. Then he went to USC last year, assistant head coach, linebackers. Now, this is someone who's got a good record. He's won the Missouri Valley Football Conference twice. Coach of the Year. This is someone who's used to winning, and he's at a team that is transitional. So let's take a look at this record, and then we're going to talk about some of the players he's got.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Okay, looking at this schedule, it's interesting. Now, I'm probably going to be a little pessimistic on it just for the simple fact of that his defense isn't what he's used to. So he's got to get this defensive line and the defense where it needs to be. The offense is interesting. So he's going to start out at Kansas. It's going to be on Fox. It's winnable, but I don't think he can this. Not with what he's starting out with. He's got too many changes in there. Then he's got Georgia Southern coming to them for their season opener. And this is an interesting game. Georgia Southern's a strong team. They went 8-5 last year, took Boise State to the limit. I'm not sure he can win. Then they go to Oregon State. This is another winnable game. Now, I'm saying this. All 3 of these games are winnable, but this is a team that's got to transition. So, yes, I think by the time they get to Oregon State, they'll have gelled, figured themselves out, played close games. I think that this is a winner. Then they've got Southern coming to them. A SWAC team, very winnable. Then they go to Hawaii. I've already talked about Hawaii. I think that they can beat Hawaii next year, even though it is going to be at Hawaii, and Hawaii is a pretty good team. Nevada's coming to them. I've already talked about Nevada. Good team. That's 4 wins. Colorado State is not a winnable. They're going to be at Colorado State. Colorado State's too good of a team right now. Not winnable, but it's not that they're not going to put up a good fight. Then San Diego State's coming to them. I've already discussed San Diego State. San Diego State's one of those teams next year. They're going to be an team. That's going to be their fifth win. Then they're going to Boise State. Not winnable in any way, shape, or form. Boise State's is looking to try to get the championship for the conference again, go back to this college football playoff. They're going to be too gelled by that point. Then Wyoming's coming to them. That's your sixth win. It's going to take until November for them to get bowl eligible. Then Utah State's coming to them. I've already discussed Utah State. Not going to be a good game for Utah State, even though they will have gelled by that point, but there's also going to be injuries. So that's going to be 7 wins. And then they go to San Jose State. San Jose State will be a interesting game. Talked about Ken Niumatalolo yesterday, but they're going to be competing for the Mountain West. They're going to be competing for for the college football playoff berth. They're not going to be able to be beaten by Fresno State. So they're going to be, that's a 7-win season with a possibility of a couple of other wins. Now, Georgia Southern's winnable, so is Kansas, but I don't think that early in the season with what this team's got to do, I don't think they can, but they could be a 9-win season next year. But I'm thinking 7 with a possibility of, I'm looking at this, possibly a 5. They could be as low as 5. They could be as high as 9. If they didn't have Boise State and they have Boise State, Colorado State, and San Jose State. Those are going to be powerhouses next year in the Mountain West. So, last year in the Mountain West, I'm looking at 7 wins, but could be as low as 5, could be as high as 9. That's what I'm looking at in that season. And it's not that Fresno State's not going to be a good team. It's just too much transition. They will want to keep Matt Entz. Matt Entz will show that there's some fight in that dog, but too many possibilities going on there. But I think 7 wins is their middle ground there. Now, here's some interesting bits. They've got a running back coming back in Bryson Donaldson that is pretty interesting. 33 carries for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 12 catches for 72 yards and another score. This is somebody who is going to be a threat. They've got a center that's coming back that, if he's healthy, is pretty experienced. A safety in Cameron Braca, who, if it wasn't for an injury, would have been a leader on that team. Now, they've got 2 quarterbacks coming in that are going to be really, really interesting to pay attention to. E.J. Warner, who is Kurt Warner's son, or Carson Conklin, who is coming from Sac State. Both of these are quarterbacks that have some experience but Warner, in my opinion, is probably going to be a little bit better acclimated, especially with what Entz is wanting. But it could be Conklin. He could show that he's got something. Defensive end Ben Claypool has had 30.5 sacks in 3 years at Drake. This could be an edge rushing weapon for them. Linebacker Jaden Pearson transfers from Utah State. He was a former Power 4 defensive back recruit. This guy has got some experience. Defense is probably one of their bigger strengths, but you're looking at what they've got to go against could be interesting. Their passing game is probably going to be their weakest situation, as is their offensive line. So, yeah, this is a good team. I don't think Entz will have a major problem with the defense, only because, well, he's a defensive-minded individual. But you know, with what schedule he's got, that offense, I'm not sure if that offense is quite going to be able to handle it. There's too many questions. But still, I think 7-win season is going to be quite possible. This has been Paul with oh, by the way, like and subscribe. Also, if you don't mind, I've got a link tree down below. If you could help me out on my Patreon, I'd be much appreciated. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.